Horny dad. Horny dad. Horny dad. Horny dad. Be a horny dad. The Horny Dad Pod. I'm parked next to this church in Long Beach, in my truck. Horny dad in the truck again.
Just silly.
Yeah, but I'm next to this goddamn church, and it's pretty sick. Pretty sick. Typically, it is good to hang out near churches if you're in like a van, a camper, a truck, anything that looks like you might be homeless. Typically, churches are chill to hang out at, unless you're like. Earlier, I was thinking like unless you're like in the South, but I'm sure like South churches are sick. Like more like capitalist churches, like a Joel Osteen church. I would not want to, I'm not parking Sugar Honey Iced Tea outside. That's what I call my truck, Sugar Honey Iced Tea, outside of my a Joel Osteen's church. No way.
Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
And I'll take this beautiful truck anywhere. You know what I mean? We go in as one. I took the Hercules role model of taking your Pegasus everywhere you go to heart. You know what I mean? Has this beautiful truck left me in the middle of the desert with Reid Clark? Yeah, of course. Of course it has.
This is the stuff that triggers me.
Of course it has left me on the side of the road after My Story Tattoos Idiots United show with Buster Brown. Of course we had to push it all through the hills of Los Angeles, Fairfax District to a fucking mechanic. Of course we did that. Of course that happened. Of course the clutch literally fell off. Of course I still have the clutch that fell off. Of course I do. Of course I have all those things. Of course all those are true. But I'll still take this fucking truck anywhere, dog. Doggy? It's better than any fucking like Honda or fucking Nissan. Or I just said Honda Nissan because there were two cars in front of me. Again, at a church. I am outside of a church.
Maniac.
I don't knock steroids. Do your steroids, kings. I'm pro dudes doing steroids. Like fuck therapy. Do steroids.
Aaron's getting hammered. Aaron's getting hammered.
No,
take a gulp. Hammered.
Double up, baby. Double up.
Double up. Hammered.
You don't double up.
I think over examination isn't always like the best thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure people fucking are hard on themselves enough. And maybe that's what you learn in therapy. Who knows? I only went to like 2 sessions.
You know we're the only country in the world where the pursuit of happiness is guaranteed in writing? You believe that? Bunch of fucking spoiled brats. Where's my happiness then?
It's the pursuit that's guaranteed.
Yeah, always a fucking loophole, right?
I had Kaiser for like a minute, kind of, and I never used it ever. And then I was like, I'm just gonna fucking use the therapy thing. Went to like 2 things, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna fucking. I ain't gonna talk to this lady. What I should have done, I should have just started doing HGH. That should have been sick. I would have been ripped right now. I've been fucking ripped.
There's no microphone. Yeah.
There's a microphone. You can hear.
Gay as fuck. I think I need to tuck my stomach in. I'm about to sin. I don't give a fuck if you have a grin right now. Fucking Grinch. Fucking bitch. I don't give a fuck. Lilo and Stitch.
You know what I mean? If human beings can't celebrate other human beings, then what the fuck are we even doing? then what the hell are we doing out here, G's? You know? Also fighting off a little sinus thing. If you hear any sinus issues, shout out CVS, shout out Walgreens, shout out Rite Aid, all the over-the-counter medicine foods. It's not just for grandmas. It's for grown-ass men who are tired of breathing out of their mouth.
My nose is starting to feel like.
Are you still on that?
Like it's collecting stuff.
I snore. I know I snore. You know, women have told me I snore, my family, my friends. My nose has always been fucked up, you know? When I was a kid, too, like, I remember having, like, boogers on my sleeve because I always had runny noses and shit. Like, I've always been a mucusy boy, you know? Always big mucus boy, you know? And I barely learned how to, like, spit properly, like, really, like, hawk loogies. And it's pretty disgusting. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty disgusting. But there is some sort of satisfaction to see, like, a fucking, you know, a whole straight up fucking, what is that? Turquoise booger come out of your fucking nose and hit the floor. You know what I mean? Like, that is pretty fucking sick, you know? Like you know, in those cartoons, and it would go like, ding! They like spit and it like ding in a fucking bucket or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Yeah, so I be on my spit game, dude. I be on my spit game in pub, dude. Spitting in pub. I used to be so anti-spitting in pub. I hated when fools spit in sports. Like if you're spitting in sports, that's just gross. Like even if you like kind of spit like surfing too. Like if you're spitting in the water, like that's still kind of gross to me. So like I'm barely getting used to like really. Taking really control of spitting in pub, because there's nothing like spitting in pub and then you don't really spit it all out and it kind of like mumbles down onto your fucking chin or your cheek, onto your shirt, or it's like a windy day and it fucking, you know, it just strings out, you know, instead of being like a whole ass spit. That shit's embarrassing as hell, dude. What the hell? Fucking spitting on myself like a fucking, like a nothing I could say in that scenario was gonna be good. You know what I mean? Spitting on myself like a fucking, what was I gonna say? All of them were gonna be terrible things. So let's just move on.
We're just blatant.
Oh my man,
we're savage. We're honest.
Oh yeah.
Кто сегодня оставил сомнения и говорит не в попад? Острые камни, мертвые рыбы я собрала на твоих берегах. Солнце накроет меня незаметно и повернет не туда. Если же я хоть что-то успею, я бы рискнула вернуться назад. 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 И снова ты догонишь уходящий вагон. Меня не жди, поверь мне, это мертвый сезон.
Оба исчезнем сегодня с рассветом, и я не смогу рассказать.
And you know what the sad thing is I've been working out and I've been stretching.
Just silly.
You know, I've been fucking trying to remain flexible.
Oh, fuck
So
yeah.
why
Raspberry.
Ladies United, let's go. Let's go.
They couldn't hear me sing because they were so loud, and then they drank all the beers in the green room, and after the show, the lady's like, so, the fridge is kind of empty. I'm like, okay, and they're like, the band.
We're just blatant.
Oh, my man. My
We're savage. We're honest.
Oh, yeah.
To address some sort of the misconceptions about this here podcast, the name of this here podcast, Horny Dad Pod.
Quitting what?
Oh, my quitting shit. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
I'm not like, oh, I love the word horny. I see horny, therefore I must call out horny. Okay, and what I mean by horniness isn't necessarily sexual. See, like, people kind of get this all kind of conflated, right? That when I say something's horny, that something is like someone's inherently bricked up or swamped out. That'd be cool to call girls wet. Instead of calling them wet, they're swamped out. All right? You ain't, and if you're hard, you're bricked up. If you're a girl, you're swamped, or if you have a vagina, you're swamped out. You're horny and you're a girl, you're swamped out. So horniness has nothing to do with if you're bricked up or swamped out. Okay? Horniness has to do with desire, passion, any sort of excitement and hope. Any sort of fucking momentum towards progress is horniness. It speaks to something more than just, you know, the carnal act of lovemaking. You know, it speaks to the desire to continue what you are and what has come before you. Like, you hang out with your friends, you know what I mean? And they buy you fucking a drink. You're like, oh, horny, dude. Like, that is super cool. You know? They want to have a good time. They want to hang out. You know what I mean? If you oh, this is a great example. You know what I mean? Let's say you're still hanging out with that friend, and your friend's like, yo, I got work early in the morning. I got to go home. Fucking horny. That's horny as hell, because he or they, whatever that person is making a decision that they believe is like going to help them, is going to better their life. And that's horny. That's progress. You know, that's desirable. You know, so someone like, oh, I'm saving up so I can buy a new car. Horny as hell. That's horny. That's a horny pursuit. You know, planning is horny. Any sort of any sort of hope and desire for the future is beautiful horniness. Okay? So when we say horny, we're not talking about just bricked up, swamped out shit. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do. There is a part of horniness that does have to do with sexuality, but that's a tiny little sliver, you know? Horniness is hope. If you're hopeful and pumped and joyous, that's horny. That's all of what the good stuff of life is. You know, I call it horniness. Other people call it other things. Okay, but when we talk about horny and we talk about the Horny Dad Pod, that's kind of what we're talking about in the horniness sphere.
Hey man, we could get a shot of it done at the end.
Yeah.
And
boom.
we got the horniness out of the way. Horny, we understand what horny means. Horniness is desire. Horniness is hope. Horniness is passion for good, right? Next thing, boom, Dado, the dad, horny dad. Now, I get some flack from dads that are I'm stealing dad valor. Okay, dad valor, I have nothing to do with. It kind of when it kind of started as like again a term when when a friend would do something good for me. Like, oh, thanks, Dad. And of course, it started sarcastically as like, oh man, this fella's being nice to me. I guess my only way to not be insecure is to make this a joke. So I'll be like, oh, thanks, Dad, for getting me a Red Bull or something. Just genuinely nice that a person would do for another friend. You know what I mean? So like, that's kind of the genesis of it. And then I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if everyone, like all my friends, all the bros, went from bros to being dads, you know? And the joke would be that they have no kids, but they still have dad behavior. At the end of the day, it is kind of like the term bro or dude or any of those terms. It is a galvanizing term for anyone that kind of identifies mostly as a man. It could be anybody. Girls can be dads, and bros can be moms, you know? I wouldn't call another dude a mom, just, you know, unless I was trying to get a ha-ha out of the fella. Or if I was trying to dig at him also, you know what I mean? Not that is, but that is pretty funny if a guy is like, oh, dude, don't have a tequila. I'll be like, all right, what are you, my mom? You know what I mean? My mom's actually pretty cool. She'd probably be like, yeah, have a tequila. No big deal. Who's driving, though? She would say that. Who driving? You're not driving, though. You're not. Anyways, moms are sick, too. But specifically dads, because I think it's like, you know, when I think of, like, my own father, right? I think of my own father. I wish that when he was my age, like I'm about to be 30. When he was my age, he would have 2 kids at this point. You know what I mean? When he was 30 years old. So I would hope when he was my age, he would still be horny, which again means hopeful, and again means pumped and excited, right? So I want the bros that even if they have kids or if you don't have kids, to be hopeful, to be pumped, to be excited. You know? I'm kind of over the sad bro. I'm kind of over the sad guy shit. And I want to kill myself. Oh man, everyone feel bad for me. Like I'm kind of over that shit, you know. Like I want more let's go energy. Episode when we talked about let's go, it's still, you know, we're still on some let's go energy. You know, I want the fucking homies to fucking have hope. 'Cause it's hard. I hate to hit it's hard to be a dude thing, but like for me, it's not that hard to be a fella. But I do see fellow fellas struggling with like what it means to be a man, what it means to be tough, what it means to be successful, whatever. And it's sad to see the fun fucking get strangled out of dudes' lives, you know? Like you see, like as a kid we had fun, and then as you get older, you slowly kind of get fucking squeezed into this kind of kettle of adulthood, you know? And I don't want to see the dudes do that, you know what I mean? So when I go out to bars and we're at these shows and shit and we're hanging out, you know, I see the bros getting pumped and getting drunk, and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking continue that energy. Let's continue this fucking passion for life, you know? Sure, does it go through a medium of alcoholism and drug use sometimes? Sure. Who doesn't? It's a fun time. Again, the bros are having fun. The dads are having fun, you know? Does it go to like toxic masculinity and picking on the little guy and being a bully and peer pressure and all that good stuff? Yeah. Is it going to toxic masculinity in the sense of like homophobia and like anti-women shit? Yeah, that is also part of it. Is part of horniness like the bad part of horniness, the creepy part of horniness? Yeah, all those things are true. But if we only focus on those things, they have just as much power as the joy. If you focus on the darkness, it has just as much power as the joy. And I want to emphasize the fucking cool energy that young to middle-aged to even older bros, older dudes, older dads. Again, dads, hang on, stick with the term dad here. So even old, middle-aged to older dads are like, I'm pumped and ready to go. And then when we have kids, the childless dads, you know, we have kids, those kids are going to be cool because they're going to have dads that are excited to be their dad, you know? How many kids are born with dads that are not pumped to be dads? So many, you know? And if that really is the legacy of humanity, is the next generation, then we should prepare young men to be cool-ass dads. You know, to be cool, even if you don't have kids, to be cool-ass leaders or some shit, you know what I mean? So that's the idea of Horny Dad. It's just something for the dudes to be pumped on, you know?
Call me racist. Nah, they come for you, you racist. They're gonna take you back to placenta, bitch.
Happy Ted.
The Ted offensive.
You want more?
Birthday, Mario. When you're a big man, hope you see this video and shit. And let you know what a little lame you were. Little lame. Little lame. Little lever. Little lever. Little lever. Little fucking lever.
Horny Dad, thanks for listening.